The Battle of Marathon, fought in 490 BCE, is one of the most significant and celebrated conflicts in ancient history, marking a decisive moment in the Greco-Persian Wars. The battle took place on the plains of Marathon, a small coastal town in Greece, where an outnumbered Athenian army, with the support of Plataea, achieved a stunning victory over the mighty Persian Empire. This triumph not only halted the Persian advance into Greece, but also became a symbol of the resilience and determination of the Greek city-states, particularly Athens. The origins of the Battle of Marathon lie in the broader context of the Greco-Persian Wars, which were rooted in the expansionist policies of the Persian Empire under Darius I. By the late 6th century BCE, the Persian Empire had grown into a vast and powerful entity, stretching from the Indus Valley in the east to the Aegean Sea in the west. This expansion brought the Persians into contact with the Greek city-states of Asia Minor, many of which were incorporated into the empire. The Ionian Revolt, which began in 499 BCE, was a key precursor to the Battle of Marathon. The revolt saw the Greek cities of Ionia rise against Persian rule, seeking to regain their autonomy. Although the revolt was eventually crushed, it sowed the seeds of conflict between Persia and the Greek mainland, as Athens and Eretria had provided support to the Ionians, angering Darius. Darius I, determined to punish Athens and Eretria for their role in the Ionian revolt and to extend Persian control over Greece, launched an expedition in 490 BCE. His army, under the command of generals Datis and Artaphernes, first targeted the island of Naxos, which was swiftly subdued. The Persians then moved against Eretria, which was betrayed from within and razed to the ground. With Eretria destroyed, the Persian force sailed for the coast of Attica, where they aimed to subjugate Athens, the heart of Greek resistance. The Persians landed at Marathon, a coastal plain approximately 26 miles northeast of Athens. The choice of Marathon as a landing site was strategic. It offered the Persians a wide open space for their cavalry and a direct route to Athens. The Athenians, realizing the imminent threat, mobilized their forces under the command of 10 generals, including Miltiades, who would emerge as the hero of the battle. In a remarkable decision, the Athenians also sent a runner, Phidippides, to Sparta to request aid. According to legend, Phidippides covered the 140-mile distance in 2 days, but the Spartans, preoccupied with a religious festival, could not send immediate assistance. With no reinforcements expected from Sparta, the Athenians were left to face the Persian threat largely on their own. However, they were not entirely alone. The small city-state of Plataea, located in Boeotia, sent a contingent of warriors to join the Athenian army. This act of solidarity would forge a lasting bond between Athens and Plataea, celebrated for generations. The Athenian army, numbering around 10,000 hoplites, took up positions in hills overlooking the plain of Marathon. The Persian force was much larger, with estimates ranging from 20,000 to 100,000 soldiers, although modern scholars tend to favor the lower end of this range. The Persians were confident in their numerical superiority and the strength of their cavalry, which had been instrumental in their previous victories. However, the Athenian generals, led by Miltiades, devised a bold plan to neutralize the Persian advantage. Miltiades proposed an unorthodox strategy. Instead of waiting for the Persians to attack or attempting a traditional defensive formation, the Athenians would take the offensive. The Greek hoplite phalanx, a dense formation of heavily armed infantry, was known for its discipline and ability to deliver a powerful charge. Miltiades believed that a sudden and forceful assault could catch the Persians off guard and disrupt their formations before they could fully deploy their cavalry. The plan was risky, but played to the strengths of the Greek hoplites, who were heavily armed with spears and shields, and who excelled in close combat. On the morning of the battle, the Athenian and Plataean forces descended from the hills and advanced rapidly towards the Persian camp. The Greeks charged across the plain of Marathon, covering the distance at a remarkable speed. This sudden and aggressive maneuver took the Persians by surprise. The center of the Greek line, where the Athenian elite troops were positioned, engaged the Persian infantry directly. At the same time, the Greek flanks, which had been deliberately weakened to lure the Persians in, held firm against the initial onslaught. The Persians, accustomed to relying on their archers and cavalry to soften up enemy forces before closing in for the kill, were thrown into disarray by the speed and intensity of the Greek attack. The Greek hoplites, with their long spears and large shields, proved superior in the close-quarters combat that ensued. The Persians, who were lightly armored and primarily equipped for ranged combat, struggled to withstand the phalanx's advance. The Persian center began to crumble under the pressure, and as the Greek flanks closed in, the Persian army found itself encircled. Panic spread through the Persian ranks, and their lines began to break. The Greeks, sensing victory, pressed the attack with even greater vigor. The Persians attempted to retreat to their ships, but many were cut down by the pursuing Greeks. The Persian losses were heavy, with thousands killed on the battlefield and many more drowned as they attempted to escape by sea. The Greeks, in contrast, suffered relatively few casualties, a testament to the effectiveness of their tactics and the discipline of their troops. The victory at Marathon was a stunning achievement for the Athenians and their allies. The Persian invasion had been repelled, and the threat to Athens had been averted, at least for the time being. The battle demonstrated the effectiveness of the hoplite phalanx and the strategic acumen of Miltiades. It also showcased the potential of the Greek city-states to unite in the face of a common enemy, a theme that would reemerge in later conflicts with Persia. In the aftermath of the battle, the Athenians hurried back to their city, fearing that the Persian fleet might still attempt a direct assault on Athens. However, the Persians, demoralized by their defeat and the loss of many ships, sailed away without launching another attack. The Athenian army's timely return to the city further solidified their victory, as it ensured that Athens remained secure from any immediate Persian reprisals. The Battle of Marathon had far-reaching consequences for both Greece and Persia. For the Greeks, particularly the Athenians, it was a source of immense pride and a defining moment in their history. The victory was celebrated with festivals, monuments, and works of art, and inspired a sense of unity and shared purpose among the Greek city-states. It also elevated Athens to a position of leadership in the struggle against Persia, a role that would become even more prominent in the subsequent decades. Miltiades, the architect of the victory, was hailed as a hero, although his later career will be marked by controversy and political intrigue. Despite his subsequent fall from grace, his legacy as the savior of Athens at Marathon remained intact. The battle also had a profound impact on the Athenian political landscape, contributing to the growth of democracy as the citizen soldiers who had fought at Marathon gained greater influence in the affairs of the state. For the Persian Empire, the defeat at Marathon was a significant setback, but it did not mark the end of their ambitions in Greece. Darius I, although angered by the loss, began preparations for a much larger invasion, which would be carried out by his successor, Xerxes I, a decade later. The Greco-Persian Wars would continue, culminating in the famous battles of Thermopylae, Salamis, and Plataea, which ultimately secured Greek independence and marked the beginning of the decline of Persian influence in the Aegean. The legacy of the Battle of Marathon has endured for millennia, becoming a symbol of the triumph of a free people over a tyrannical empire. It has been celebrated in literature, art, and popular culture, and the name Marathon has become synonymous with endurance and perseverance, a fitting tribute to the Athenian soldiers who ran from their city to face a seemingly invincible enemy and emerge victorious. The story of Marathon continues to inspire, reminding us of the power of courage, strategy, and unity in the face of overwhelming odds.